I hate it when I don't have natural light.
Welcome, everybody. This time I'm taking over because I think that she might be tired now. No, of hosting the session. I want just to say a few words about Sabrina because we met originally in Switzerland, and that is how we connected for the first time. And she is also, as me, in the events industry. And she made something super different because there was no social media influencer in the events industry itself that was actually active in the area. And basically, Sabrina saw that as an opportunity to create a name and for herself in the events industry in the area of social media. And she made it. She's currently now the ambassador of Singapore Venture Bureau, which is something really big because imagine she actually representing and doing the promotion for Singapore and many other companies well known in the events industry and hotels as well. So I think that you have a lot to learn with her. There is social media, and I myself personally, I am her student as well, and I saw the power of social media can help yourself, and because first is yourself, is your brand, and help your business as well to grow. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna leave for Sabrina to start her session right now. See you soon.
Thank you so much, Pam. And thank you everyone for joining this session. So I'm here and welcome to this session. And it's all about setting up your social media, which platforms to use, and also what tools to use with social media for your business. So I'm just going to share my screen. I've been doing this with all the speakers for the last few days, and now I'm going to do it myself. So this is exciting. Let me just bring my presentation on, and let's open that straight up. Hopefully you can see it. There we go. Let's see. Setting up your social media. Now, welcome everyone. So before I continue with the actual presentation that you're seeing in front of you, I'd love for you to drop in the chat what social media platform you are using for your business. If you are using a social media platform for your business, what is it? Are you using Instagram? Are you using LinkedIn? Are you using Twitter? It's always interesting to see what people are using. Fantastic. We're seeing Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Great. You're all on the right lines there. Instagram. There you go. Insta, FB, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn. Leanne is a busy lady. That is what I can tell you. So that's fabulous. Now, I personally use LinkedIn and Instagram as my main social media platforms for business, with my secondary social media platforms that I use being Twitter and Facebook. So what I'm going to do, let's move to the next slide. So in my space, the space of social media, content is king, but the context is everything. It's everything else. It's every other part of the family. So on that note, I wanted to give a little context, a little about me, which Pam has filled you a little bit more about me, talking about where I come from, which is the events industry. That is my background. That's my experience and my expertise. But in essence, I'm in the world of content marketing. Now, content marketing is a type of marketing that involves the creation and sharing of online material, such as videos, blogs, and social media posts. And that doesn't just solely promote a brand, but it's intended to stimulate interest in products or services. And of course, social media is an integral part of content marketing. And that is in essence what I help individuals and businesses with. So that is what I am effectively doing with Singapore, for example. I help them with their content. I work with individuals and businesses to optimize their online visibility. I do this by helping them to define and refine their key messages, their niche, their offering, and their services. And then I help them to determine what content pillars will be for their marketing content. And then using the right mix of social media platforms and strategy to deliver and market that content in order to raise brand awareness, increase engagement, drive traffic, build community, generate leads, income, sales, and more, and opportunities galore. So that is in a nutshell what I do as a business at the moment. So let's move to the next slide, the facts. I thought it would be interesting to share some mind-blowing facts on the importance of using social media for your business. As you can see here, over 53% of the world is on social media. 54% of social browsers use social media to research products. That's huge if you're selling a product or a service. Each person spends on average of 2 hours and 25 minutes on social networks and messaging. 1.3 million new users join social media every day in 2020, which is, I can't even get my head around that. And millennials are logged on to social media for an average of 2 hours and 38 minutes daily, while Gen Z logs on for 2 hours and 55 minutes. So if you have a particular product or service, knowing the statistics and the data to specific demographics can really help you in the space of social media. So for example, if you have a product or service that you're targeting towards Gen Z or Gen X, then this is obviously really important information for you to have. So moving to the next slide. That pretty much sums up why social media is critical. Why use it though for your business? I mean, yes, it's critical, but why? So we can all agree that it does these few things. So number one, it builds brand awareness. Being active on social media helps you to stand out, and it helps you to keep your name on people's top minds throughout the day. After enough exposure, you're bound to get more interested people checking out your brand's content. It also allows you to connect with customers. This is super important because it's a rookie mistake if you think your business just needs to close the sale and just needs to sell. Yes, that's important, but social media allows you to open up the lines of communication between you and your customer base. This allows you to build a loyal and engaged customer base, which can be nurtured into a wonderful community, and that can be so much more rewarding and important for you as a business. It can help you boost your SEO. So by promoting your content on social media, you can get more likes, more views, more shares, more engagement with your content. And then you'll drive more traffic to your website, for example, which boosts page views. And these are all positive signs and ways to search engines like Google, and these factors will help to improve your SEO. Now, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It is going to be a great way to grow your mailing list. Once people get to your website from social media, you'll have more opportunities to turn the traffic into leads, and then the leads into sales. So over time, you can use this traffic to grow your email list and generate even more revenue from your email campaigns if you start running them. We definitely should. Email marketing is an incredibly important thing to have. And when you have a new product, service, or promotion, you'll then have a healthy and captive email list that you can send your offers, informations, and updates out to. And then you will drive more revenue, which means each of the advantages listed above leads to one thing. It leads to customers going down your sales funnel and generating more profit for your business. Now, a funnel is exactly what it says there, right? So it's kind of like this, and it directs everyone straight to where they need to go, what they need to follow. So in essence, you're dropping kind of breadcrumbs. So it's how customers are using, say, your social media posts, and then that leads them to your website. And then on your website, you have their content, and then they go on to take the action of buying your product or your service. That is the funnel. And the fifth and the sixth one is at home or on the go visibility, which is super important because you are basically top of mind and in the hands of your consumers and clients and buyers, whether you are on their laptop or you are on their phone. And there is such a significant amount of people that are on their mobiles now, more than they are on their laptop. So you're catching them not just when they're at the office or in front of their, on their desk in their offices, but also when they're sitting on the train and they're on their phone, they're waiting for a Uber. When they're generally waiting or messaging or anything, they're probably on their phones being distracted. So you have a very, very captive audience. Now, that brings it down to you understanding that these are ABCs of social media marketing. A is for awareness. It's about getting people interested. It's about building your brand awareness. It increases the reach and the scope of your brand, and it makes your brand visible online, and it gets people interested. B is the brand loyalty. You want to get people convinced. It allows you to control the narrative of your product or your service. And it's a story that you're consistently building, and you're using that story to build trust and confidence in your offering, which is going to lead to loyalty and a wonderful community, which is C. And it's how you get people engaged. So it gives you the chance to use the network to build an audience, which you can then nurture into a community. They're all three very different things. A network is different to an audience, is different to a community, and they all feed into each other, and it's a funnel of sorts. And in this community, if you nurture it, that's where you can connect, engage, and really have a wonderful relationship with your customers. So what I thought I would do today is take a step back. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are already on social media. I'm on social media. And if you're not on social media, you're definitely thinking about it. And you're thinking about where to be and what to use in terms of a platform for your business, or which combination of social media platforms to use for your business. But before you even start, I want you to understand that every platform is different. This is not a one-size-fits-all kind of strategy. Every platform has a different way that people interact on it. Every platform has a different way for you to present content on it. Every platform allows you different features to use, whether it comes to being able to buy a product or a service, or even allowing you to click on a link, for example, or uploading videos or photos. What kind of content can you upload? So every platform is very, very different. And you need to understand basically three things. You need to understand where your buyers and your audience are. And then B, you need to understand how do they behave? What is their user behavior on the platform? How are they taking and consuming the content? What kind of content should you be putting on there in order to grab their attention, to grab that awareness, to build interest in your product or service? And also, what is their buyer journey? How are they going to end up buying your product or service through the content that you're putting on social media? So these are the three important things that you need to understand before you embark on picking a social media platform, because that's going to help you to decide which platforms would be a good fit for your business and what kind of content you're going to be creating and using to market your product and service. Second, you do not have to be everywhere. It is important for you, if you think that there's potential that you're going to be on Pinterest, by all means, go on Pinterest and reserve your username, for example, so that, in the event you were to start a Pinterest page in the future, it's already there and you don't have to change it. Because one thing I tell everyone is, if you're going to be on a few different social media platforms, make sure that your username across social media platforms are all the same or as similar as possible, because consistency is extremely important for this side of social media marketing. marketing. And it makes it very, very much easier for people to find you and look for your product, and your username is the same. For me, for example, on Instagram, on Clubhouse, on Twitter, my handle is Hot Hospitality. It's exactly the same. So no matter where I go on these 3 platforms, people know where to find me. Just start typing and I turn up. And it's easy for me to just tell people, okay, it's Hot Hospitality. So you do not have to be everywhere. It's essential that you understand that it's about selecting the right platforms for your business. And it's also the right ones for you to personally manage. You know, you're starting up, you're a new business, you know, social media can be and is actually a lot of work. You know, content creation is a lot of work. That research is a lot of work. Managing your community is a lot of work. So be very mindful that it is going to be a commitment, which is coming up soon. It is going to take up your time. So you need to make sure that if you choose certain social media platforms, that you're going to stay consistent and you're going to be able to stick to the commitment that you've made. So managing content and using a lot of different platforms can be very challenging, and it could easily overwhelm you and turn you off using social media completely. I've seen it happen. I've also seen people be very gung-ho for a few months, and then literally it trails off, and then they start doing one post here, another post there, and that does nothing to help you with your sales and the marketing of business. You might as well not be on social media then. So pick your power platforms. That's my summary. In my recommendation, pick 1 to 3 maximum that you will use alongside your website that you can manage. So pick platforms that are going to work really well for the products that you're selling, you know, be it something very visual, or if it's a service and you want to be able to do little videos, or if you're selling something completely different where it's so much image heavy, then it could be another platform like Twitter, for example. So, you know, you need to sometimes customize it to what your product and your service is. You can even start with one social media platform and then build up to adding more and see how you go. There's no rush to be on everything, doing everything. We also have to make sure that we look after our mental health and that we're able to manage our social media after we pick which ones we want to be on. Understand it is a commitment. You have to put in the time, you have to put in the effort to create and to post the content. If you're starting out, you might not also have the budget to outsource yet. So it's important to go into it with a managed expectation of what you'll need to do in order to manage your socials effectively and successfully. And also, that leads me to you entering and choosing your social media platforms with a purposeful mindset. What do I mean by that? My number one thing that I tell my clients and the people that I work with is that you need to be very clear of your why. Why are you using this platform? What is your purpose with this platform? What do you want to achieve by using this specific platform, and how are you going to do that? Because without your why, you're not going to commit, and you're not going to intentionally use the platform. Which brings me to my last point, which is intentional content. If you have set your purpose for your socials and why you are using this platform and for what objectives, then you will create intentional content. And that content is going to be designed to make your viewers, readers, followers, clients, and feel something, take an action, or learn something. And that basically is value. And value is only delivered through intentional content. And that's what we strive to do with content on social media, because that's what's going to sell your products, your services. So what I thought would be a great idea would be to talk about the big 5 and mention some of the honorable mentions of popular social media platforms and what are the highlights, so you can decide which ones are good to be on. Everyone here has a different business, there's a different purpose, there are different objectives. So it's really important for you to understand the differences and then pick your power platforms. So the big 5, according to me, it's a bit like going on safari in Africa, the big 5. for small businesses and startups that I recommend are a mixture of any of 1 to 3 of any of these 5. So LinkedIn, for example, is one, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. So LinkedIn is purely professional. It's the only social media platform out there that is a professional social media platform, which means it's a great one to have a page on and build thought leadership and market your brand and your product, and become a real brand ambassador yourself for your business, your service, and your products. It's a great one because 55 million companies are on LinkedIn. So if you are selling a product or a service that's very B2B oriented, LinkedIn is fantastic. So this is a good one to be on. Me personally, I have a service-based offering. So for me, LinkedIn is a fantastic platform to be on because you can really build your authority and yourself as a go-to on something, your niche, and then you can use it to market your service offering. So it's really, really good. It's also very trusted because it's the only professional one. It's very Google friendly, means if you basically Google yourself, for example, and you have a LinkedIn profile, chances are your LinkedIn profile is going to come up on the top few options on your page. So keep that in mind. If you want to come up on Google ranks, LinkedIn is a great one to be on. It's all about thought leadership. So if you are in a space of, if you're doing accounting or mental health or sustainability or anything like that, it's a great place to build your network, to connect with other people, and really create a space of thought leadership, because that is the focus of LinkedIn. So if you're building that on the platform, they will push out your content, and you will get stronger and grow faster on the platform. And also think of it as your digital business card. Nowadays, it's becoming that thing where you just drop your LinkedIn profile and people check you out and they find out everything there is to know about you professionally. So it's a great way to have that digitally. Now, Instagram is a very visual platform. It is one of the platforms that has gone viral in a very short period of time. It allows for a lot of creativity. I love it because it allows me to get very creative with how I convey my content. I can use all manner of features like reels and stories and video and image carousels and all kinds of things. So if that is something that you're excited about and you think you can create content and it'll really work with your product or your business, then Instagram is a great one for you. It is a mobile champion in that it is iPhone only. I mean, some people do look at it on their desktops, but usually it's something that you look at on mobile. So it's very, very mobile friendly. And there's a large community of us and population of us and percentage of us that are on our mobiles. So it's a great one to have. It's also an e-commerce gem. They have recently, I would say in the last 2 years, really upped that fantastic being able to sell on Instagram. And also searchability. They are a search engine now. People look for products on Instagram. So I know that we are almost out of time, so I'm just going to go through. Facebook is a really good one. It's got large reach. It's great for community. It's got power analytics, very user-friendly. It's inexpensive for ads, and it's also allows you to have a very targeted audience. Twitter is great for customer service. You pick your voice on Twitter. That's super important. And it's also a very, very good place to go to find out what's trending. And also, it's a great place for direct conversations. So if you are very much a service-led business, it's great for, customer service immediate, but it also is very high maintenance. You have to have someone on it and responding and tweeting quite often. But it also helps you rank a lot online. And Pinterest, it's small business hero. It's a great way to drive traffic from your Pinterest boards to your websites. And it is a very, very popular site. It is low-cost ads. It's a very visual platform, and it's very, very friendly. Now, honorable mentions are TikTok. It's all the rage, but at the moment, it not be what's right for you, but definitely check it out. It's a great, great platform, and they're doing quite a lot for business. Clubhouse is also great, but it's only for iOS, and it's invite only. So at the moment, it's great for networking. So you're going to have to figure out if you really want to invest your time on it. And YouTube, of course, is incredible. It's, according to me, not really a social media platform, but it is a media platform, and it is probably the number one out there. And as we've seen, Academy and the Accounting and Tax Academy, they're doing amazing with their service by creating amazing YouTube videos. So if that's what you want to do, then that's certainly a good platform to be on. But do keep in mind, it does take a lot of time, effort, work, and content ideation. So I am almost done. I do have a set of tools that I use all the time. I can't go into all of them. But what I will do is I will be sharing this particular page with all of you. You'll be getting a copy. And what it is are tools that are mostly free, or they have a free level or plan to do with design, editing, scheduling, resources, as well as content. So you can all check out every single thing that I mentioned here. So it'll be super easy for you. As well as if you want to work with me and find out more, the startup specific services I offer are social media strategy calls, social media intensives, Canva training, content workshops, and also LinkedIn services. And my contacts, of course, are here on the page. Drop me an email if there's something specific you want to talk about. But otherwise, that is me. I'm gonna end the sharing of the slides and come back up. I know we don't have much time for questions actually, but let's see. Let's see what questions have come in. Philip, how important is regularity of posting, and what is the best amount to post? For example, can you get away with once every 2 weeks or once a month? Depends on the platform. If you're on Instagram, Philip, usually 2 to 3 times a week. And depending really what your business or service is, if you really want to get something out of it, it should be in that range. LinkedIn, so 2 to 3 times a week. Once a month is probably not going to get you much or anything. That's probably better for if you're blogging. You do a blog post once a month, but for social media, you're going to have to post a little bit more than that to see any traction or anything more out of it. Leanne, I've been struggling with the FB commerce and Instagram commerce. What's your view on Snapchat as a business platform? Snapchat is very, very big in the US. I'm not the biggest fan of Snapchat. So I really cannot, I don't use it personally. So, and it's not something that my clients use either. So I can't really, unfortunately, give you expert advice on that. I know that it's a very popular platform, but because I don't know specifically what your business is and how or what you're using it to promote and how you're using Snapchat to promote it, I won't be able to give you that advice, Leanne. But I know it's popular, but I would pick one of the other ones over, or TikTok over Snapchat if I do as well. So yeah, let's see if there's any more questions from anybody. Sidoni, what do you think about product placing? What specifically, Sidoni? You have a product. Instagram is a fantastic platform to use because it allows you to visually create wonderful content like images, videos. So for product-based, I would say Pinterest and Instagram are great. There is one question in the question box. Let's have a look. How do I get on using the Insta TV function? Do I have to be minimum amount of followers? No, absolutely not, Jilla. You can, well, you literally go onto IGTV, which I believe is, I can open it up right now and show you. Let's see if I can do that. When you go to your profile, you'll have, there's a TV box with a squiggle and an antenna on top. You click on that. Or at the bottom, or when you press plus, it says IGTV video. So when you press IGTV video, it means either you upload a video, so you create a video, by yourself on iMovie or on your phone or however you want to do it. You create the video and then you upload it, or you basically go live. Do a live cooking show. You can go IG live, and that you can then save as an IGTV as well and create a series. That's a great idea. It's absolutely. You do not need to have a minimum number of followers. And so you can absolutely go ahead and do that and set up your own Insta T. Let's see if we've got any more questions. Any tips for hashtags? Use all 30. That's my tip. And there is a very good website called displaypurposes.com. I'm going to put it in the chat. Displaypurposes.com. It is completely free. What you do is just type in your, I would say, topic or niche, whatever it is. So if it's mental health or wellness or cooking or content marketing, it pulls up the top 30 hashtags for whatever that is. So you can pick it. And it literally allows you to copy and paste. You can copy all 30, or you can select manually which ones you want to copy and paste. How are we doing for time, ladies? I think we're going a little bit over. My last question from Brian. Any recommendations for representing multiple businesses on Instagram? Yes, get a scheduler. What I would do is you need to have one place. So like a scheduling tool, like a Hootsuite or a Sprout Social or a Later. Later is a really good one. It's very cost effective. Or even Buffer. And what that allows you to do is put all your Instagram accounts into one place so that it's easy for you to post or create and post and schedule all your content, and it'll make it a lot manageable. So I hope that helps, Brian, in terms of representing that. And you need to have a productivity tool like Asana or Trello or something that's going to help you manage the content management side of that as well. It's hard, but once you have a good machine, it can be very easy and simple and work like clockwork. So hopefully that helps. Great. So that was the questions. Thank you all so much for being part of this session. I hope that was helpful. If you want any support, advice, any questions, please do drop me a message. I'm the easiest person to find online. I am Miss Social Media. And if you want to work with me, please do contact me, and let's see how we can help support your business. So I'm going to end the session now, and I look forward to the next one. Bye.